Welcome to Beaded Doilies by Shell. In this video we are going to do the second strand of our red and gold beaded curtain. When you add the next strand, what you want to do is find where your strand meets, your top meets your strand, and you want to go into the circle part, that first bead above where your top ends. So you want to go into the bead that is part of the circle at the top. So let me show you again. Here is that part here that meets the strand, and you want to go one bead up. It can be on either side, but as long as that one bead is right next to this connecting part. Then you're ready to begin adding. For this piece we're actually using two colors. We have champagne and root beer, and what you want to do is you want to put on two to start. So you'll put on one champagne and one root beer. Let that drop down. Then you'll add a champagne and let that drop down, and then you will add a root beer and a champagne, and then these two you're going to cross with the other string. Bring your strings together, bring it down, and there you have added your first set. Now you want to look at your circle part, and turn it over here so you can see it easier. You're in this bead here. You now want to go through the next bead above it. I'm not sure I said, but when you go through this bead that's next to the connecting, you want to make sure to go away from the connecting so that you can continue up and around. I should have gone in on the other side of it, but keep my strings the same length. Now, the remaining ones, you are going to add one champagne, followed by a root beer and a champagne, which you will then cross with the other string. Yep, I did mine on the wrong side of so you'll want to test which side of it works better for you. Here I'm having to flip it back and forth, but if you do it on the side that works best for you, then you won't have to flip it like I am. And then you'll see where you are, and you'll go through that next, what I call side bead of your top, and then again you'll add a champagne, and then a root beer and a champagne, and you'll cross those two with your other string. See how that is coming together nicely. Now you will continue that, following those side beads all the way until you come to the very last one. Now when you come to the last side bead that's not the connecting top part but just the side beads of the circle part, then you'll go through it like usual, and you'll add a champagne to the other string like usual. But what you're going to now do is cross the two beads that you originally added at the beginning. So these are the previous circle here that you just added, and now we're going through the two beads from the beginning. So you just make sure to enter from the correct side with your strings, that's one string, and then we take the other string, go from the other direction, and then you have completed the circle part that goes over your rod. Now, to connect to your strand, what you want to do is you want to go through that one bead there, just the one. You don't want to go through both, just the top one of your connecting beads. And then the string that went through the connecting bead, you will add one champagne to, and the other string you'll add two champagnes to it. And then you'll cross a root beer. And there you have completed the top of your second strand. And now we just begin adding the strand itself. And that, of course, is very simple. You just add one champagne to each and cross a root beer. And you just continue doing that until the strand is the length that you would like it to be. Now, in the previous video, here I have one completed for the length I'm doing for the video. In the previous one, I told you that 12 inches was 49 center beads. What I forgot is for the first section, it is 49 because I usually count that first bead here, which is actually part of the connection. So if you don't count that bead, 12 inches is 48 of the center crossed beads. So I wanted to mention that. So 48. Now once you get your first one to the length that you want it, you can use it to eye the second one. And then I would count the first one time and jot that down somewhere. And then you can use that count on the others once they look like they're getting to be the right length. That is all for this video. Hope you are enjoying making a beaded curtain and hope to see you in the next one. Happy beading!